Hi folks, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be showing you what I did with the Makerfire Armour 65 Lite. It looks pretty standard, doesn't it? But those of you in the know can probably tell what the difference is straight away by the telltale aerial. What I've done is I've taken a standard Armour 65 Lite, which is currently one of my favourite indoor whoops, and one of my outdoor whoops, to modify what I've potentially realised was a bit of a problem with it, and that was the camera. So what I've done was I've modified a what I thought was quite a good camera out of the E013, Eachine's E013. You know, the red whoop with the sort of funny canopy on it. I think it was like a chili pepper type canopy. What I'd done was I took the camera out of one of them and converted it into this, because it's a 1000 TV line camera and the image was really good. You know, hardly no latency problems with it. You know, it's got the 40 channels and it's got NTSC and PAL. The range wasn't that good, but I think that was more the quad than the camera. But I haven't actually tried this out in flight yet. But the image quality is a lot better using this camera. Now, the modification I was going to do was I was going to use the original canopy that came with the E013 and just solder the camera onto this flight board and use it that way. But I found out that the camera angle was more or less flat. It was straight, and when you going fast and all that, you couldn't really see much. You just got ground all the time. That's because the canopy, the other one, had no room for you to angle the camera up. The hole was too small and it just sat in one position all the time. Whereas this canopy, which I didn't think the camera was going to fit, gave you, I don't know, about 45-degree angle, which is miles better for flying about. You can angle it slightly more by putting a sticky pad in there, a slightly thicker one. I've got two of them at the moment in here. That gave me the a reasonable angle, because I fly this in acro as well. So that's the camera. It looks pretty normal compared to the standard one. The flight board has two connections there, a red and a black. I think the black went in the ground and the red went into the live. That's all I had to do there. Tuned it all in. You got your button there, which is in the original hole, and you can click it and everything. It all works. And the only other modification I had to do was the aerial. If you notice, it's got like a tiny little lump there. Well, on the on the original one of these, the camera that came with it, which is, I think, they reckon it's a 800 TV line, but I don't know. I think it's more of a 600. That little bobble there is on the other side. See, and there's the hole to allow for it. Well, on this aerial, it's the other way around, and you can't take the aerial out and swap them round. So what you have to do, you have to get a Dremel or something, or a fine needle file, and open it up in that position there, so that when you poke the camera through, it will line up and poke through. The diagonal hole or the horizontal hole that goes across there is standard. You don't have to modify that. It will go straight through. You want to do it enough so that button will fit in the original hole. The only slight little problem that I had was I've got a slight stress mark there on the plastic. It was a bit of a squeeze getting it in, but it will fit. You know, it's quite a tight fit, but it will hold it in. But you probably will end up with these little stretch marks here, or stress marks. Other than that, that's all there was to it. Picture quality is really good, and overall I've only gained a gram in weight more than the original one. I think the original one was 12 gram and this is 13 gram. That's without a battery. So the flight characteristics exactly the same. There's no difference there. And yeah, that's it really. That was a straightforward conversion. You know, this was my line of sight acro flyer. I originally flew this without any camera in it at all, because this came as a kit. Because they do a kit for about £15, and you get everything ready to fly. You build it yourself, obviously, but you don't get a camera with it. Hence why it's £15 cheaper. And I was flying it around and learning line of sight acro with it, and once I got used to all that, I thought, well, you know what, I could have another quad with a slightly better camera than the original one, and use it as a proper FPV quad. So that's what I did. I stuck a camera in there, but I chose one that I knew was almost identical, and fitted it. And there you have it. I shall plug it in and show you what it's like. I mean, we'll do the old flag test. I've got a flag behind me, and I use the flag to do like tests on the camera to get a nice bright picture. Now the problem is I haven't got a very good light in here. Hold on, let me just get. Oh, that's it. I pressed the channel button by mistake. Right, so there's the image there. I know it looks a bit kind of yellowy, but that's down to the my light bulb. I've got one of those energy light bulbs, and it's not very good. But yeah, so that's that. So it all works. Obviously it flies as well. But what I did as well, I bought a spare E013 because I wanted to have spare motors and everything, and a spare frame and a spare canopy. But like I said, I was going to use the original canopy on this. So I bought an E013 thinking that, oh, you know, I'll do all that and keep it as a spare, but just sort of take the camera out of it and put it in this. And that's what I did. So I've now got an E013 spare that's just basically sitting there waiting for anything to go wrong with the other one, that I could just swap parts over, because the motors are all plug-in and everything, and mine's the camera. So I stuck it in this, and it seems to go all right. So any of you like that's got one of these that wants a slightly better camera, go for the E013. I think they call it the small pepper, because that's a good camera to use. One of the best FPV cameras on a toy quad that I've got. It's 25 milliwatts, so it's enough. If you find that you're not getting a good signal on it, just take that little bobble off the top there, and that'll probably help it out a little bit. The aerial's quite strong, I mean, it will bend, but it's quite strong. So in the event of a crash, you shouldn't damage it really. Yeah, that's about it really. It's, you know, it's I think it's a long press for to get the channels, and short press to get the what is it, yeah, one press for the channel, and then the second press for the rate, you know, the frame, different frames and all that. So I've got mine set on B3, so you got your, yeah, you got your channels, and you got your yeah, you got a race channel as well, I think, on this. And then you just set it up, and if you want NTSC and PAL, you press it. I think it's a quick press, and you'll get a blue light. That one's blinking, but if you press it again, it will stay blue, and that determines whether you're in NTSC or PAL. If you look in the little peephole there, that tells you your channel, what channel you're on, and what frequency and all that. So it's just standard one press, hold, you know, and then press it until there's a bank of lights on there, just the same as the original one, and you can get your channels and everything sorted out on that. But it only took me a couple of seconds to do that, and there, that's it. That's the well, I'm going to call it the custom, the Makerfire Armour 65 Lite Custom, because that's what it needed. It needed a better camera on it. And yeah, we'll take it out for a fly, and then we'll see what it's like on a nice sunny day, and see you know, whether the grass stays green and not yellow. I know that this camera's good anyway, so I've not done many videos on the E013, but the ones that I have, when I've flown them, they've been crystal clear, you know. So yeah, so this is mainly like a racer, you know, a 65mm racer. Like I made the mistake of flying this thinking that it's going to do freestyle, but it just hasn't got the power and the motors to do the recoveries. It'll do all that. I've done inverted yaw spins on this, and power loops and all that, but you've got to go up really high, and you've got to lay on the power really hard to stop it from hitting the ground, because it's just, the motors just don't give it enough thrust to recover. But yeah, you know, it does the old yaw washout as well. You know, it just basically hasn't got the power for it. But if you're going to use it for whipping in and out of trees and stuff like that, and if you and a buddy want to race, you know, that's fine. But don't go thinking that it's you know, it's because it's got acro, it's a freestyle whoop. It's not. You know, it is what it is. It's brilliant for what it does. You know, I learned a lot from this, and that's why I took the time out and, you know, upgraded the camera and everything. Plus, I also learned a lot by building it as well. You know, it's got a brand new flight board in it as well. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I know there's some fans out there of these. Like, do the conversion. It's well worth it. You could buy the camera on its own, but for a few dollars more, a few pounds more, you might as well just get a spare E013 if you've already got one. Buy another one. You got backups, like if the motors blow and all that, which they will do eventually. And like if you bust a frame, well, you got a spare one. So, you know, it saves you waiting for parts to come through from China, and just take the camera out of it and put it in one of these. It's you know, you'll be glad you did it. Anyway, that's my little build there with my new 1000 TV line camera. Try it out, see what you think. It's better than the original. I love this little thing. Anyway, cheers for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.